What? What are you doing? Oh, don't do that. What? Eva, stop. No. Welcome back to my channel and this week's episode of Fabric Witchcraft. This week I'm going to show you how to do honeycomb smocking. This is a English style smocking technique, and there's actually full books on like crazy things you can do with this type of smocking, not just like the honeycomb detailing. And I actually kind of leave the end of it open-ended so that if you wanted to, you could add your own embellishments. As most of the fabric manipulation that you see me do in this series, this can be used for gowns, sleeves, pillows, the front like yokes of shirts. I mean, there's so many uses of this, and you can do it as big as you want it, as small as you want it. I just kind of camped it up at the end and threw a couple bumblebees on it and, you know, made a few Winnie the Pooh references, cause yeah. So yeah, let's get right to the fabric. I've got a 12 by 12 inch piece of silk shantung. This is the bisque from Silk Baron, and I had to buy a yard of this color for a project that you will see later in this channel, probably in a week or two. I had to buy some. This is one of the most beautiful colors of orange I've ever seen in my life. So yes. I was like, oh, I have a scrap. I have a little bit of scraps. So I'm gonna try to use this in the next few tutorials. So I hope you don't get bored of this color because I really like it. All right, so let's prepare our fabric for the honeycomb smocking. To do this, we're just going to mark 1 inch, and we're gonna do this for the entire piece of fabric, every single inch. Yeah, this is with the right side of the fabric up, so what you're looking at will be seen. So if you're doing this for your own project at home, make sure whatever kind of marker or crayon, wow, don't use a crayon, whatever kind of marking utensil you're using is either going to end up invisible. So for this tutorial, we are actually going to be doing a few steps, and the first step we're going to do is actually create gather stitches between each of these dots. This time I'm going to start at the right. So we're going to start here and work our way over towards the left, and every single line of dots is going to have its own piece of thread. So I'm really only cutting my thread a little bit longer than this, and you'll see why once we get done with this first step. So starting with the top right corner, we're going to just do a running stitch, and I want my knot to be on the bottom side of this fabric. So I'm going to go up from this side, and it doesn't really matter, you could do it backwards, but this is the way I'm going to do it. And then I'm going to go down at this dot and pull it, and we don't want to pull it tight now. We're going to wait till all of our lines of these are sewn, and we've had the running stitches in all of them before we pull this tight. So yeah, so now we're gonna go up to this next dot, so dot number 3, and then down through dot number 4. And again, we're just making a really simple running stitch. If you want this to go faster, we can even go like up and then try to go like this. Again, the key is to just keep all of this straight for now, and then we will pull it when all of our dots have been sewn. So this is still kind of the first phase of this stitch is going to be going through and repeating this, and we can just kind of like let our thread hang like that. If you can see, here's our thread tail. We're just gonna let it stay. And now it kind of looks like we have a bunch of dashes on our thread. The most important part of this part of the step process is when we go to start this second one, we wanna follow this design. All right, so we kind of just wanna try to get these to gather equally. There we go. Hello. Hello. So we did these 3, 4, we'll do these. And basically what we're gonna do is get this guy to be as close as all the other ones, although it doesn't want to be, but that's, you know, that's life, I guess. So we're gonna start on the bottom here, and we're gonna come up from the bottom. We want our knot to be on the bottom side of the fabric. We're gonna come on up, and we are going to combine pieces 1 and 2. So you'll see here, we're gonna just sew through 1 and 2, just like this. And we're gonna do a second round just because it makes it a little bit stronger of a hold. All right, and now we're gonna go back through our fabric. We're actually gonna bring this through to this side, but without going through this fabric here, we're just gonna drop our needle through here. And now we are going to take and sew these 2 together, just like we did the other one. So basically, we're gonna come back through this side, and then this pinched. Gonna go like this. We're gonna go 1, we're gonna loop around and go 2. And now I'm just gonna sew this through, but instead of coming out this end, we're gonna just take it like that. Awesome. And now we're gonna drop this down once again to the back. All right, and now we are gonna connect these 2 together. So we can pull this if we want. And we're gonna connect these 2 together and these 2 together. So coming up from the back here, and this little So this thread right here is just a basting stitch. So as we go along, we're just gonna start taking it out, and the thread that you see on top, and this is why it's really important to make sure you're using matching thread. You guys know in this channel, I use different colored thread so you can see it. But once we move down to this one here, you're gonna actually start to see these diamonds form, and it's not going to be so well on this one here, but you'll see it form right here. Voila! Bzz, 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 bzz. Just put you there. That's it. And there you guys have it. This is how it looks. Look how cute this little bumblebee is like. Take me home. Could I get a small snack roll of honey? I don't know what that was. Anyway, I was gonna make a Kim Possible reference because, you know, what's the stitch? What's the stitch? Anyway, that was a long segue into this outro. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you use this stitch or try it out yourself, please feel free to tag me on the Instagrams or use the hashtag #FabricWitchcraft. And if you would like to see more of these videos, I finally made a playlist of them so you can watch them all. You can watch the progression of the bad, poorly lit angles to the not so bad, poorly lit angles. Anyway, I finally created a playlist for them so you can watch them all. And if you liked this kind of content, sewing, cosplay, historical sewing, Dogs. Sometimes Eva comes in here. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and if you would like to further support this channel and help me buy silk for all of the things that I want to make, because for some reason I'm just going through a phase where I really like silk right now, consider subscribing to my Patreon. I will link that below, and until next time, happy sewing! So that is the stitch. Wow. What's the stitch? Beep, 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 beep. What is it? I don't know. The Kim Possible. Alexa, play the Kim Possible theme song. That's not what I wanted. Alexa, stop.